Hey y'all, and welcome to Politabrawl. My name is Brian, and Senator Kennedy just tears a new one on Biden's judicial nominee here. This might be one of his worst, and Kennedy is absolutely at his best here.
Did you say, quote, Republicanism is an anti-democratic virus?
No, Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
Okay, you're under oath now.
Yes, Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
Okay.
I do remember saying last year that there was a loss of confidence in our elections that has spread kind of like a virus.
Right, well, that's a long way from calling the Republican Party an anti-democratic virus.
Yes, it's very different, and I don't believe I used those words, Senator.
Right. If you did use those words, will you pull down your nomination?
Senator, I don't believe I've used those words.
But if you did, will you withdraw?
It's hard for me to imagine a scenario in which
But
I would
I'm just
use
saying,
those
assume
words.
it. If you said it, will you withdraw?
If I were quoting someone else saying it to describe that kind of sentence, I wouldn't be expressing my own views. But Senator, I don't believe I've ever used those words. I've
Okay.
represented.
Did you did when you sent out those personal tweets about Senator Cotton, Senator Blackburn, and Senator Cornyn? Did you mean them at the time?
Without hearing those tweets, Senator Kennedy, it's hard for me to remember precisely, what was said or what I was thinking at the time. I do very much regret the tone that I've taken on social media from time to time. I know that I've crossed the line from time to time, and
When you crossed the line, did you mean it?
without knowing the specific context or the specific tweet that you're referring to, Senator Kennedy, it's kind of hard for me to say. But
But do you generally tweet things you don't mean?
Senator Kennedy, I would agree with you that Twitter has become a very coarse place.
I don't want to debate Twitter. Do you generally tweet things that you don't mean?
Well, Senator Kennedy, I've contributed to the coarseness on Twitter sometimes by pushing the envelope to
Right,
break
but
through.
when you did it, did you mean it?
It's hard for me to respond to that kind of generally, Senator Kennedy, without a specific
You're a smart
example.
guy. Sure you can. You either meant it or you didn't. You got two choices, door A, door B.
Well, Senator Kennedy, I know that I've pushed the envelope.
Okay,
And
do you regret it?
I do regret it,
Do
Senator.
you regret it because you didn't mean it? Or do you regret it because it might cause you not to be confirmed?
Senator Kennedy, I regret it because I think it's contributed to the coarseness of our discourse overall, and I think it would be
When
better.
did you have this epiphany that everybody has equal dignity and worth? When you were nominated, or
Well, I believe you're.
including Republicans?
Well, I believe you're referring to my religious faith.
No, I'm not.
Senator.
I'm referring to your coarseness.
Well, the equal dignity and worth is a principle of my religious faith, Senator.
It's also a principle of morals and good judgment. I'm over. Mr. Ho, you're a smart man, I can tell. But I think you're an angry man. And I really have great concerns about voting for you.
There are 3 people in Congress that you do not want grilling you. Matt Gaetz, Ted Cruz, and you know what? I'll just keep it to the Senate. Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, and of course, Senator Kennedy. These guys understand law to the T. Cruz is a constitutional lawyer. Kennedy has vast experience as a lawyer himself, and then Josh Hawley has been, I believe, the state attorney general for a while in Missouri. These guys know how to argue. They understand law to a T. And they also understand that this man, Dale Ho, would probably be a nightmare of a judicial candidate. And probably even more of a nightmare of a judge. And you know what? I'll bring up some of his record. All right, here we go. Let's see. In 2018, he was a lead attorney in Fish versus Kobach. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Ho argued the case, and where the district court ruled that it was illegal to require documentary of proof of citizenship in order to vote. I'm sorry. If you are not a United States citizen, you don't get to vote. Hey y'all, this is a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, where CEO Paul Stone and his expert associates fully understand the gravity of our current situation and want to protect your wealth backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. Folks, we are in an era of record inflation. We have a Congress that won't stop spending and a president who doesn't even know what planet he's on. That's how bad the situation is, and that's why I'm partnering with Colonial Metals Group. And if you have a first-time account with these fine upstanding people, you will receive up to $7,500 worth of silver, a nice old safe to keep all the good stuff in. You will get Roth IRA accounts for free backed by gold and silver, and insurance and warranty on these items for 5 years, all for free. So call the number below or check out the link in the description and let CEO Paul Stone and his expert team help you now, because your wealth might evaporate before your very eyes. Protect your wealth, protect your family, protect your future with Colonial Metals Group today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. Should be that simple, but apparently he tried to make an argument for something else. Let's see, then another one. Let's see, he argued twice against the Trump administration in front of the Supreme Court. In Department of Commerce versus New York, he represented a coalition of immigrant advocacy groups who successfully challenged Trump's plan to include citizenship question on the 2020 United States Census. Oh, he's that guy. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's just gross. Again, why is this being counted? Is there some sort of constitutional reasoning for this? You know, let me know if I'm missing something down in the comments below. And in Trump versus New York, the ACLU, of which Ho was a part of, unsuccessfully challenged the Trump administration to exclude illegal immigrants from the congressional apportionment process. So this guy's been instrumental in illegal immigrant rights, or rather, the right to expand illegal immigrants and basically count them as citizens. That's asinine. It is absolutely asinine. This guy is an activist, for lack of a better word. If you're from the ACLU, I don't think I trust too many of your judgments. I'd have to meet you in person, and apparently Senator Kennedy did, and then he looked into his history. This is the real reason Senator Kennedy is mad at the dude. I don't care if you are that far left ultimately to agree myself, and Senator Kennedy even sort of hints at that. What I care about is your integrity. Do you care about the apportionment and the fundamental principles laid down by your own laws? And will you listen to them fairly? Apparently, this guy has had a bad Twitter history of getting into it with high-level Republican members, such as Tom Cotton, Marsha Blackburn, and I believe someone else got mentioned here. That's not just wild. Think about it. A sitting judge has a history of going toe-to-toe and fighting with Republican senators? That sets just a bit of a bad precedent and leaves a bad taste in my mouth personally. And it says that this guy can't really control his actions, and he even admits it. He even admits that he has a bit of an anger problem. And this is the slow, colder anger of people that I've noticed on the left. Leftist Twitter is deeply angry. I used to be on Reddit before I finally had to leave that cesspool. What you find there is destructive rhetoric. I just did a video talking about rhetoric that you saw on TikTok. It is worse, much worse on Reddit. And it's all from the left. And the Twidiots on the lefty side of Twitter will espouse borderline violent values. They'll code their language, they'll space out the words, but they will wish you harm in some degree or fashion. I don't think Ho went that far, but he expresses a similar kind of anger. And this sort of anger is something that simmers in the soul and sets like rot. And it rots you from the inside and out. You'd think that these people who grew up, or at least really appreciated more left-wing shows like, I don't know, Avatar: The Last Airbender, that teaches you not to be angry and don't hate, ironically something that Jesus Christ talked about. Funny, things come full circle now, don't they? But the leftists can't let go of that because it's a huge part of their drive. If they lose that drive, they lose a huge part of themselves. That's not all of them, of course. There are many based ones out there. I know quite a few of them myself. I'm good friends with some hardcore leftists because they truly believe in their policies and passions. But they had the integrity that I don't think Dale Ho really has here. And that's exactly what Senator Kennedy is calling out. And of course, Biden nominated him and the Democrats all voted for him. And now he's a sitting federal judge, and he's pretty young. He's not even 50 yet. So he's going to be around for a while. And it's sad that no one crossed the aisle and showed their own integrity in saying that, no, I don't like the precedent this sets. You should not be attacking members of the opposing party if you're going to be in federal office. That's just not a smart idea. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the matter. Let me know yours down in the comments. My name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.